Flipping through the pages of my old journals, with every turn another memory, and dusty words bring pictures to my mind. I see the marks of the passage of time.
Hello and welcome to the second episode of Journaling Through the Years, where I take a look at all the journals that I've written since I was perhaps old enough to hold a pen, and all the way through the years. I read them, I stored them in my closet. There's like 2 big boxes of them, and I never knew what I was going to do with them, and I really haven't even read through them until now. So here we go. So last week I was writing to the Hogan family's Danny Ponce, whom I had a major crush on, enough to say that I was going to marry him. That hasn't happened. This week I write to somebody else. The last entry that I wrote to Danny Ponce was on July 11th, and I was talking about a trip to Tahoe that I went on with my parents and family, where it rained for like 3 days, and then the last day we went fishing, and then my dad accidentally slammed my mom's finger in the minivan. Like, it was when you had to shut the minivan and she had her finger there, and it was like crunch. That's a kind of a random thing to remember. And then I signed it your good friend Justine Bateman. I don't know why I was signing my name Justine Bateman. That is kind of strange. So anyways, before we get started in the journal entries for today, if you like this video, please hit subscribe, and I will be your friend forever. And if you are so inclined, like, comment below, give it a share, and check out our Patreon and our other pages and social media. They're all in the link below or on the main page of this channel. Okay, so today there is a new person that we are writing to. It's not just a dear journal or anything like that. I didn't write until October 7th, 1991. And I started with, Dear Markie Post. Who is Markie Post? Well, I'll give you a little context. I do. You are the coolest lady on TV. You are really neat. I think you are a really great actress. I wish I was an actress. My biggest dream is to be an actress like you. I remember so that's very key, because I am an actress now. I remember that when you first started on Night Court reruns, I had to like put that in parentheses that I was watching reruns. I remember when you first started on Night Court reruns, you looked different, perhaps innocent. Then Harry took you under his wing and made you into a perfumed princess. What? Okay. Harry, if you don't know, was the star of Night Court. He died in 2018, and it was tragic and heartbreaking, and because that was my favorite show, like my first of all my favorite shows throughout life, going all the way back, is that show, and it lasts to this day, and he was the main reason why. I don't think he made her a perfumed princess. I don't know what I was thinking then. Obviously, if she did change, it was probably because like her publicists, maybe the writers, were changing her image a bit. But I don't, even to this day, I see pictures of her, I don't know what I was thinking, like her now. She's no perfumed princess. Okay, I go on. Don't pay any attention to the last thing I wrote. It was just a crush I had in 6th grade last year, if she didn't know. So I just threw Danny under the bus. I was going to marry this man that I'd never met. I'm like, you're gone. Then we write again. I didn't sign it. I wasn't signing anymore. October 16th, 91. Dear Markie, tomorrow is my basketball team's second home game. I won't be there. I won't be there. I says, I won't be there. I won't be there because at 12:45 I am going to be on a plane to Los Angeles. So specific. I hope my team wins. I also hope that we don't crash in our plane. That is one of my biggest worries on my mind. That's like very dark, I think. Biggest worry that I don't crash the plane. It's a good worry, I guess. Guess what we did in science today? We looked at our cheek cells. How we did it was we took a stick and rubbed it on our mouth, and then we put some of the saliva on a plate. There you go, Markie Post. If you're watching this, now you know how to look at look at your own cheek cells. If you need that, but maybe perfumed princesses like you, have other people look at your cheek cell. I don't know. Dear Markie, this was written on October 21, 91. I had a lot to write to her, like every day. I feel like my life is in a rut. I was like 12 at this point. I'm already kind of maybe exhibiting signs of depression, maybe. And then maybe even like mania at times. Also, I had a very high fantasy life, if you think about it, where I'm writing to these people for whatever reason, thinking maybe they're going to read them, maybe they're going to listen. Wouldn't that be great? I feel like everyone else has a fantastic life, and I lead a dull, boring one. The problem with me is that people take advantage of me. Wow, interesting. That's kind of true to this day, or it's something I've been working on. Codependency. Some people think I'm there to copy off of because I am smart. Some people like my clothes and like to borrow them. I was surprised at that because I didn't really think I had very cool clothes. I got all the hand-me-down clothes from my sister, and they were like older. They were like cool, like when she was 12, and then now at the time she was like 16 or something, so they weren't in the time, so I didn't think I was very cool. Some people think I am there to make fun of. Oh, well, not really. Some people have got their feelings hurt, and so they try to hurt mine. Okay, so that's definitely something a mom has told me. Like, they just aren't feeling good about themselves, so they want to make you feel hurt. It doesn't really help when you're getting teased in middle school, trust me. Another thing that's really bothering me is boys. Yeah, okay, this is lifelong, so this is where it began. I say I like these certain boys. B, I don't like. D, cute, but okay. But when it really comes down to size, when it comes down to size, what did I know about that? I think something in my mind says go for J. So this was a kid that I grew up with. He was in my class from the time I was in preschool all the way to the time I graduated high school. I haven't seen him since our 10-year reunion, but he's a friend for life. So it's interesting that in 7th grade, I had a crush on him. And I don't remember until this minute that I did. But it was pretty big. In my heart, sometimes, help me. He is popular, has blonde hair, blue eyes. Here's very interesting. Ugly. What? And is already going out with another girl. What is wrong with me? Help me, please. What is she gonna do? She's being like, taken under the wing by Harry and made a perfumed princess. There's a picture. Go Google Markie Post, Markie Post, and Markie Post like bikini, and there's a picture of her all sexy with like a mullet hairstyle. A mullet. It was like curly and then like long, but she rocked it, and she's in the sexy, and she's like young, and she's hot. I saw it on Twitter. She looked good though. If I had the perfect life, this is what it would be. Here we go, fantasizing away my current situation to be something better. I have done this all in my life until quite recently. That's interesting that I don't really do it anymore. Therapy is great. I would have my best friend living next door, any one of my friends. Maybe Keisha Knight Pullian. She was on The Cosby Show. She was Rudy from The Cosby Show. We would have lived together since we were 3. I had a friend that I lived near that was my neighbor since I was 3. That's interesting. My dad would be, and I said Ginky Harry, Ginky. I think I meant geeky, and I'm meeting Harry Anderson here, remember that. That's why I like Night Court. That's what I wanted. I wanted him to be my dad. Now, if you think about it, my original last name was Anderson, and so was his. So I had this fantasy. I would like him, though, even though he was geeky. You would be his girlfriend. Especially because I think on Night Court they were supposed to be, like, there was supposed to be something going there. Everything like Night Court. I would have my room. I would have a telephone in my room. My dad would have one too in his room. This would happen because we would have two phones. Now, this seems very strange because everybody has cell phones now. Nobody has like landlines, but it was landlines. And so you had, if you wanted a separate landline, you had to pay for a second landline. And I did, actually. When I got to high school, I worked one whole summer and then I paid to get a hookup, and I had my own phone. Well, I gotta go. Yours, very beautiful, truly fan. And I signed it. What's interesting, I called myself beautiful. Yours very beautiful. I'm beautiful. But you're a perfumed princess. Okay, now I'm gonna, like, philosophize or something to her. Dear Markie, trust is what you need to build a relationship. This is a 12-year-old telling like a 30-something woman at the time. You need trust in relationships because if you have a friend, they need to sense that you can trust them, that they can trust you. When they sense that you trust them, they begin to trust you. Slowly but surely, your relationship starts to develop. Okay. When you start a relationship with anybody, you have to sense that they will be in trust. After that, the relationship builds until it is so great. When your friendship is so great, you know that it will last you a lifetime. Well, I gotta go. It's getting late. I mean, that's true. And that's interesting that I was a 12-year-old philosophizing about relationships and friendships, and I got fooled many times, including recently with people I thought I could trust. So, 12-year-old is telling me something. Little did she know. Last one. This is actually the last one I've ever written to Markie. And then I stopped writing. 11/6/91. The last one was on October 22. So I just wrote for like a month or two to Markie. I was like, we're done. Dear Markie, how are you? I am fine. I am interested in whatever is going on in the world today. Everything and anything. I wish I could help. I don't want to sit up on my safe and protected chair. Okay. While I watch the people below me struggling and trying. I don't think that's fair at all. Like, there's people just below me. I was like, ha ha! No, I don't want to be that way. When I think about the poor children so hungry and starving all over our world, it breaks my heart. You know what I would do about the homeless problem? In every country possible, I would build a big hope for them. Then I would take all of their children and give them as much schooling as I could. I would have huge libraries in their homes. Children would go look at their books. Each family would have their each private rooms. Depending on the families, there would be one person that would be my assistant and watch over them while I am doing other things. Like, we don't know what other things. I would just be doing other things. I'd be like, bye, you take care of this. But alas, here I am, stuck right here in little town Geyserville. Oh, hum-de-dum. Sometimes I want people to sit up and listen and take notice. Sometimes I truly believe this. I will make people sit up and take notice. And then I wrote, P.S. I love Joe. I was boy crazy, wasn't I? I was like, change the world. And I like boys too. So that is it for today. The next part of this looks like a book or a story I started writing. Maybe we'll explore that next week. Yeah, a lot of just stories and stuff. So we'll go through that next week. So what'd you think? Do you want to go look up all about Markie Post and see if she really is a perfumed princess? What do you think about the younger version of me? Was I boy crazy? You know, do you see, if you know me personally, do you see parts of me in here? Are you wondering now, like, can I really be friends with this person? She's crazy. What did you think about my philosophy about where I philosophized to Markie Post about what a true relationship was at 12 years old? I can tell you that that is good to hear, that I was thinking about that at that time, because I have experienced the loss of trust from a lot of friends throughout my life. So it was interesting to see that at 12 years old, I was already trying to make sense of what it is to be a good friend and what it was maybe to not be a good friend. So that was interesting. Anyways, if you like this, please comment below, give it a thumbs up, share it out if you feel so inclined, and hit subscribe. Thanks.